Subscribe so you can get the notifications. We're here 5 days a week for you doing nutrition topics and exercise routines. So thanks everyone for joining in today. Say hi, leave a comment. I want to know who's popping in today. We'll give you a few minutes to join before we get started. Today we are making amazing oatmeal pancakes. Just want to make sure, give you a few more minutes to log on. And if you have any questions during my presentation today, definitely type them in and we'll be answering them. Okay, again, thanks for joining here live at Foothill Ranch Lifestyle Program at Hogue. We are doing a food demo today, oatmeal pancakes, healthy oatmeal pancakes. So, got all my ingredients here. We are going to do this in the blender. It's super easy, not very messy. You can also get your kids involved in this recipe. We have our kids home now, so it's perfect to get your school-age kids in the kitchen. Teenagers can make it on their own. So take notes. So our first ingredient, we're going to add everything to our blender here. We are doing half a cup of oats. This is my half a cup. You'll need a half a cup. You'll need some tablespoons and half tablespoons measuring spoons. So what I did, since we don't have a full kitchen here, I blended up my oats, because the oats is going to be our flour. So this is oat flour. So you're going to have a half a cup of oats, and you are going to put it in your blender, and you're going to blend this up first. So there you go. You have half a cup of oat flour. Next, we are going to be adding in 1 banana. So this is what you do with your brown bananas that are laying around the house. You make this amazing recipe. So throw your banana in there. Simple as that. You can get the kids, they can do some of these easy steps for you, like peeling the banana. They will have a party with that, that's for sure. So now I'm going to be adding 2 eggs. And this whole recipe takes about 5 minutes. It's super fast, super easy, and healthy. And it's going to get you fueled through your morning, which is the important thing about this. I love breakfast. It's one of those meals that I can eat for, I can eat this for lunch and dinner. Who can't eat pancakes for any meal? So those were our 2 eggs. Now I'm going to add our baking powder, half a teaspoon, a little bit to help these little pancakes rise. Got your baking powder. Adding that in there. And this is where you're supposed to add your cinnamon. And for some reason, I don't have my cinnamon here, so do a few shakes of your cinnamon. Get it all tasty. Adds a little sweetness. And before I do the next step, this is my salt. And this one I just do a little sprinkle of salt. Okay. Any questions so far? Not yet. Okay, so we got our oat flour that we blended. We have a whole banana. We have 2 eggs. We have our baking powder, a pinch of salt. And this is where you get your kids again, and they can blend this for you. Hit the button. It's going to be a family affair. Because everything we're doing these days at home seems to be a family affair, right? Homeschooling, you name it. So we're gonna just blend this just till it mixes and it becomes a nice thick batter. Just gonna shake it a little bit to get it off the sides. You can scrape it if you want to open it up and scrape it at home. Blend it one more time. Oops. Okay. Now, see how simple that was? No mess at all. You got just a blender. Now I made the mess. Just squirt it on me. Okay. So we got a little thick batter right here. So this is where you can have a little bit of fun with your recipe and throw in some add-ins. So I have a few things that I like to add in. One is walnuts. Second one is almonds. And I love hemp seeds, good source of omega-3s, some healthy fats, lots of fiber, so we're adding in all this good stuff. I didn't bring today some chocolate chips, but you can definitely add some dark chocolate chips in there if you like. And this we'll use later. So this is where you would throw it in. So you throw in your mix-ins. I'm just throwing in some walnuts in this batter. But if you want to use different mix-ins, or your kids are like, oh, I want nuts in mine, and one says, I just want chocolate chips in mine, don't throw in the mix-ins now. Just throw it in when you have it on the pan. Okay, I'm going to stop for any questions. Any questions?
What if I'm allergic to eggs and I don't like eggs?
Oh, this is a good question. Thanks for asking. Someone asked if they're allergic to eggs and they don't eat eggs, what can they do with this recipe? And if you don't eat eggs because you're a vegan or what have you, you can definitely use vegan egg, which is chia seeds mixed with water, so you can make your own egg. So you can do that as well. So it's about a tablespoon of chia to some water, thicken it up, and it's an egg. And you can just search that on Google and it'll come up, how to make a vegan egg. And I know a lot of kids don't like bananas. So if you don't want to use bananas in this recipe, you can also use applesauce. And if you don't have applesauce right now at home, you can just quickly make your own applesauce with an apple, cut it up, put it in a little pan with some pot with some water, and just let it cook down, and you can make your own applesauce. For one banana in the recipe, you use a ½ cup of applesauce. You don't want to use too much because then it gets too watery.
One more question?
One more question.
Can I substitute olive oil for the avocado oil?
Okay, someone's already asking about my avocado oil. We didn't get to that, but the question was, if I don't have avocado oil, what can I use if I can use olive oil? Absolutely. So avocado oil is has heart-healthy fat, so it's really good to cook with. It has a high smoke point, and that's why I use it with my pancakes so it doesn't burn. But you are supposed to keep the pan on low anyway, so olive oil will work. I did forget something. In this recipe, there is a little bit of oil. So it's a good thing we're talking about oil. It is ½ a tablespoon. We're just going to add a little bit of healthy fat to our recipe. And we're going to blend this up. Got ahead of myself and forgot that part. But the best thing is, this is your creation, and so you can make it as amazing as you want. And forgetting the oil was not a big deal. We'll just add it in now. Okay, so the
One more question.
The oil's mixed in. Yes, another question.
Is it okay to use steel cut oats?
Steel cut oats. You know what? I've never used steel cut oats in this recipe. And you know what? I don't think those will work with this recipe actually, because those do need to be cooked. So they act a little bit different than the regular oats. And this is not instant oatmeal. This is the regular oats, good old-fashioned oats. And that's because the good old-fashioned oats has the nutrition. When you buy the instant, they have been stripped of so much fiber and a lot of the nutrition, so that's not the one that we want to use. We want to make sure we're using the ingredients that give us the full nutrition. So definitely get your bag of oats. That was a good question. So now we got our batter. What are we going to do? Now we're going to make these amazing pancakes because your kids are waiting for breakfast. So this is our stove. We're going to make pancakes here. So I'm taking, this is not your kid's sunscreen, you guys. I know it looks like sunscreen. This is avocado spray. So if you don't have a spray, you can just put a little bit of oil so your pancakes don't stick, and you take, what I do is if you don't have your spray, just use your oil, you pour a little bit on your pan, and then you just wipe it like that so it gets all over your pan. Okay, so you would put the oil like that. Okay. So now we're cooking. Put your stove on low heat. I know my kids don't like burnt pancakes. If they see anything brown, really dark brown, they won't eat them. So put your heat on low, and then we're going to heat this up. So now we sprayed it with a little bit of oil so we don't have our pancakes sticking there. Okay, so now our oven is all warmed up, ready to go. So I don't know about you, but my kids love like tiny pancakes. My husband loves huge pancakes, but I love making these little ones. You could do quarter size, whatever you guys like at home. So we have our add-ins here, but let's say you didn't add in your walnuts, because some kids wanted walnuts, some kids wanted almonds, and some kids wanted chocolate chips. This is where you're going to get creative. And see how easy this recipe is? See, kids can easily do this. They can help you in the kitchen. They can go get their add-ins and throw them in there. So if you wanted almonds in yours, you would just sprinkle some almonds. I'm taking some almonds here. And you would just sprinkle your almonds in your pancakes. If you wanted chocolate chips, you would throw them in there right now. If you wanted your hemp seeds, good source of omega-3s and fiber, healthy fats. So this is where you would sprinkle them on your pancake. So you can make a variety. And that's what's so fun about this. We don't have to eat all the same pancakes, but we're all going to get so much nutrition for breakfast. It's going to leave us with lots of power to power through homeschooling in the morning. So you have your batter. You make your pancakes. See that? And so this is our stove. So they would be cooking. When they bubble up, that's when you want to flip them and then cook the other side. Any questions before we see the magic? No questions. So again, your add-ins, get creative. Use any nuts that you want. Hemp seeds, flax seeds, chia seeds, you can also throw in there. So whatever you have at home right now, use what you have. It's really important. We don't need to be going to the grocery store unless we really need to. So use what you have, and hopefully you have some of these staples. The main thing is the oats. So these are cooking, and we're gonna flip them. And here's the magic of TV. I'm going to show you what our finished product looks like. I'm going to get closer to the camera so you guys can check that out. The one on top has walnuts. And you can see I love berries, and this is what I had on hand, so I'm going to have a little bit of fruit with it because I don't use any syrup or anything. So that's what breakfast would be. And I can show you the pancakes. A little thickness. This one had some hemp seeds in it. This one had the almonds. And this one had some dark chocolate chips thrown in it for a little sweet. And it is dark chocolate. Over 70% dark chocolate is what we do want to buy, so it has all the antioxidants. Again, so this is breakfast power, very powerful breakfast for you. So, one last thing. So if you have someone that needs a little bit more for breakfast, maybe your husband or you or a child or a teenager, anybody, you can add in your nut butters. So it's a little bit more filling if you need a little bit more oomph. I have almond butter with me and I have peanut butter. These are both crunchy, but you can do whatever you like. I do encourage nut butters that are unsalted and just the nut. So you always want to look at your ingredient to see what's in it, because some of the nut butters out there are filled with other ingredients, some sugars, some oils. So we don't need that. We just need the nuts, and that's it. And then you could take a little half a tablespoon, smear it on there, and you would have a little extra protein and fat. Okay. So it's super important to have a healthy breakfast, power through the morning, so you're not hungry within an hour. Sometimes if you have breakfast that's just, carbohydrates with no fats and no protein, you feel hungry within half an hour, maybe if you're lucky an hour. So I encourage you to create a balanced breakfast. You have your carbohydrates, your healthy fats, and your protein source. So it's super important to have that balanced meal. You can do this breakfast for lunch or dinner, or if you make a big batch, you can have some for snacks. I encourage everyone to make batches of breakfast because we're always in a hurry in the morning. We don't have 5-10 minutes sometimes to create this, and you can make a big batch and they'll freeze very well for a whole month. So just put them in a freezer bag after you make them. Let them cool down, of course, first, and then put them in a freezer bag without the steam, and then you can have them for a month in the freezer. So you can just pull them out when you want them, put them in the toaster or the microwave, and your guys are ready, and breakfast is just ready for you. And your kids can get onto their schoolwork, and you can get onto work, and you would be powered up. So that's oatmeal pancakes. Oh, we got a question.
One more question. Will you be adding the recipe to the description on YouTube?
Awesome question. Yes, we are going to be having this recipe on YouTube for you later today, probably. So check it out. It'll be there for you guys. You can always shoot me an email if you have my email. It's a simple recipe. Put it in your recipe book because you'll always want this one for days to come. And leave me any comments. I'd love to hear from you. And one more thing, if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, definitely click the subscription button so you can get some notifications. We're on here 5 days a week, keeping you guys busy with some nutrition tips and exercise videos to keep you guys healthy and working on your wellness goals every day. So we are here for you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have a great day.